Welcome back to the weekly market review. We talk about all things financial and real estate, mainly focusing on Florida, but also covering nationwide news. Going to take a look today. We'll start with the rates as always. It's a good place to kind of get our bearings and kind of look at what happened over the last week. And take a look here at the 10-year. It's always a good place to start. Today, we see it mainly flat and starting to spike up here at lunchtime. Still right about where it closed last week on Friday. Take a bigger view out here a week, and we can see last Friday the big sell off that happened in the stock market also affected the 10-year note, taking the it was running around 4.4 on Thursday and fell down into the 4.2 range, which is where we are now. How's that compare time frame? Let's take it back a month. Well, coming into March, we were sitting at 4.15, so we're up about a tenth of a percent. What's that do for mortgage rates? Keeps them pretty much the same, about a tenth of a percent higher. So that sell off last week, you know, anytime this month, you're trading between, for the 10-year, between 4.15 and 4.36. So, you're playing within a quarter of a point back and forth. You could have locked in, something a little lower or a little higher, depending on who you're working with. Uh, how's that going to trend out for us? Um, well, let's kind of take a look here what the rates did last week. And in doing so, we'll switch over here. And coming from Freddie Mac, said the rates closed down to 100s. Basically, no change. We kind of go back over a 52-week range here. We've seen a low of rates of about 6.1 up to 7.2. We're falling pretty much right in the middle of that range currently. And we have been seeing a slight trend down for the past 2 or 3 months. We're still trading 2.5 points over the 10-year. So historically, we've ran a point and a half to two. So we do feel like there's some room for it to come down. But rates are going to do what rates are going to do. And we've seen that through the last 4 months of going back into 2024, where the rate cut happened for the Fed funds, yet the mortgage rates went up an entire point during that time, increasing the spread. It's kind of unexpected, so they can go anywhere, but we are seeing a trend down. News for the day or the last week. Big news came out from FHA, and basically what FHA has proposed and written down is that they will no longer do loans for non-permanent U.S. residents starting in May. So if we kind of scroll down here, May 24th is the date where they will no longer be issuing um, a work number for loans. And that's going to probably, we've seen it kind of head over to Freddie and Fannie as well. That this looks like something that could happen, right? We're still 2 months out, so if you do have someone that's a non-permanent resident, you still have 2 months to get them a loan closed. So maybe that's something that might initiate some buyers that are on the fence. And this is all kind of political, and you know how political things go. Sometimes we push a narrative and then things end up changing. So we are still 2 months away from seeing if this is going to actually go in effect or not. But it's definitely something to keep on the horizon. Um, you definitely don't want to get somebody in a situation where you're in the middle of May and you're working with a buyer that may not get a loan and they don't know that. So have to kind of wait and see how that plays out, but that is on the horizon. Kind of taking a broad look at Zillow's February heat map. If you notice down in Florida, we are either blue or purple. Blue and purple on the heat map. Purple is neutral, um, really not buyer seller's market, just kind of a stagnant market, which is pretty much what I'm seeing with realtors that I've been working with. And the 44 is the number that it starts going towards a buyer's market. And they had us at 46 in February. It feels like yeah, you get some homes that are going well over asking and quick, and you get some that are sitting very, very, very flat, kind of no rhyme or reason, except for things that are newer, ready to move in, don't need any repairs. Those things tend to still sell the fastest. If you know people in the Northeast, they're having a hard time buying homes. As soon as it goes on the market, it's gone. Kind of reminiscent of 2020, 2021, 2022. So we're seeing some locations. I hear Chicago's pretty hot too. Parts of California and the West Coast, and down here we're seeing things a little bit different. I kind of took a look in the neighborhood. We had 4 homes sell last month, and you know how Zillow is pricing wise. It's not the greatest, not the worst, but everybody that's buying a home is going to look at it. So we had a $1.38 million home, and it sold. Zillow said it was worth that. It sold for that. Went very quick. Nice looking house. Then we have the reason I like looking in Baldwin Park, besides it's a good neighborhood and I like living there. Uh, it has a mix. It has some condos, some townhomes, some small homes, some very large homes. So you get a good mix of what's going on overall in the market. Yeah, there's no cheap homes, but what you see in this neighborhood typically will translate into other neighborhoods as well, as far as how much volume's going on, what things look like. This was an interesting one that went pretty quick, or went pretty slow, uh, and well below value. I don't know if there were issues on the inside or what. But you can see this was up around 800,000 at one point, according to Zillow, and they took a sell at 630. And this one, another townhome, it got pretty close to what Zillow says. It's close to 760 here. They got 775 for it. The big spikes in value often on Zillow come from when people list it. Whatever the listing price is, Zillow often reprices things to match. And the last one, this Baskin Street house, how long was it on the market? Let's see, it was listed in January. Oh, and it turned around, sold quick. And kind of take a look at what they were asking. They got well above where Zillow said. Again, Zillow gives the nice price leap when you list it. Definitely found an homeowner quickly. Move-in ready, probably. Great location. So a mix. You had home going over asking. You had this Baskins house. Sorry, not the Baskins. The Robin Road house had multiple offers, and moved very quickly. Townhome definitely saw the other end. So seeing a mix of closures. Still steady, about 22 listings in the area, which is down from 27 last week. So probably 1 removed and 4 sold. Pretty good indication that at least things are moving over the last 2 weeks. That kind of wraps it up for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave them below. You can always give me a call. If you have any home buyers, definitely give me a call. We'll flash the screen up there. As always, like and subscribe. Just that way, as soon as I get these things out, they'll come to you. And we'll see you at an open house soon.